AWS reInvent. I'm Cassidy Quinn with GeekWire Studios. Now here with Evan Kaplan, the CEO of InfluxData. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Cassidy, for having me.
How's your reInvent going so far?
It's good. It's good. It's pretty interesting. The keynotes were interesting. So, yeah.
Well, really excited to dive into InfluxDB, InfluxDB 3.0, but I feel like we should start with the basics. If anyone at home does not know what a time series database is, could you give us a little rundown?
Yeah. So, the easy way to think about it is over the years, databases have really evolved. It used to be that there was one database that fits everything, and that was Oracle or IBM DB2, but it's broken up into categories over the last 10 years. Things like graph, things like search databases, and time series is a very specific category, really oriented towards IoT and sensor analytics. And so the way to think about it is anything you're doing measuring that has a time component, temperature, light, heat, volume, whatever it happens to be, space, right? Anything over time, if you know that it's measured by time, you can really store it efficiently, you can query it efficiently, and you can work with it efficiently. And so as we scale up all of these automated systems, that becomes super important. So time series has become its own category.
Wow.
And Paul Dix, my partner and our founder, he's kind of the father of this whole thing. We kind of mentioned, we're the largest open source player in this.
Wow.
Have about 1 million users who run InfluxDB every day.
Wow, yeah, so InfluxDB is the time series database.
That's the platform.
From
Yep.
InfluxData.
That's right.
Tell me about what's going on with InfluxDB 3.0.
So, as normal in the software world, we've been shipping commercial product, open source product almost 10 years, commercial product for about 7 years. And so we've gone through iterations and we've learned what our customers have needed and wanted. And we've got a sense of where the industry's going. And so we built this new platform called InfluxDB 3.0. It's built on an open source platform called IOX, built in Rust. And Rust is a language, really a highly performant, very safe language used for servers. And it's built around a modern data architecture that uses lakehouses as a back-end store and databases as a front-end store for highly performant queries. So 3.0 was built specifically for that use case. As we watched our customers on 1.0 and 2.0 struggle with both speed of ingest, speed of query, cardinality, a bunch of database-oriented stuff.
Yeah, so are there advantages that time series databases have over other types when it comes to Internet of Things and real-time analytics?
Really clear advantages. So when you think about a database that's collecting, say, analytics from a large network, imagine there are, Lucid Motors is a customer of ours, Tesla Powerwalls, where there are hundreds of thousands of Powerwalls, hundreds of thousands of cars out there in the field, and each one of them is reporting, imagine every second or every 5 seconds data that's coming off of that. So imagine what kind of collection of data that is, the richness of data that's coming in. And so time series database have to be able to ingest super fast and wide amount of data, right? It can't be serialized, there has to be a wide amount of data. 2, you have to be able to query that data in real time, because if you want to monitor those things and you want to see that they're performing well, whether it's a Lucid car or a Tesla Powerwall, you want to be looking at them and you want them to notify you in relatively real time. So querying that data in real time. 3 is most databases are really oriented around keeping data, but for a time series data, you're summarizing that data constantly, so you're evicting data a lot. And so while a good database keeps data, a time series database has to be able to evict it fast. If you want these things all to perform at scale, so you can build control systems. So Tesla can trade energy that's coming off of a Powerwall within 3 seconds. You can notify a car if a car is actually, has some sort of issue on the road relatively quickly. You want those things to be happening in near real time, and so you want an architecture that can handle it. And so, basically when you think about the whole journey to smarter and smarter systems, you're talking about really, really good instrumentation, and then you're talking about fast correction. And that gets you eventually autonomy. And if you run that loop 4 billion times, you have a self-driving car, something like that. Anyway, so time series is the core of that. It's a foundation for AI.
Yeah, so you've obviously mentioned some industries that can benefit from this. Do you see any other industries where this could be super useful in the future?
It's the platform's largely horizontal, so it applies across. So we're very strong in industrial IoT. Large customers like Honeywell and Siemens and PTC and Schneider Electric. We're strong in consumer customers like Nest and Tado We're very strong in sustainability, so electric cars, power walls, things of that nature. The one that is some fun stuff for me is space. A lot of the satellite companies use us, Viasat, Eutelsat, OneWeb, right, for monitoring their satellites that are in space, which are constantly in motion and moving, and we have different reception levels, things like that. So there's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You think about it, I mean, most data is best understood in the context of time. And so anything you want to instrument, anything you really want to understand, you collect that information based on time.
So
that's why the category's been so fast growing and so
yeah, so much growth. What's next for InfluxData?
So, obviously we'll continue to execute on this 3.0 platform. We're relatively early. We offer that in a serverless form, a dedicated cloud form, and an on-premise. We think this is like we'll continue to upgrade that, but we think this is like a 20-year cycle here.
Wow.
Like constantly. And AI is such an important part of the dynamic, and time series is such an important part of real-world AI because you're capturing the behavior of systems in real time, and that's what you build. If you think about it, you're for any AI, you want to know what happened, what's going to happen. Time series is the foundation for that. So this whole AI revolution is really lifting it, and obviously you're covering a lot of that today here at reInvent.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us here at reInvent, Evan. Great. And thank you to everyone for watching us here at GeekWire Studios.